Say Divine Waiting for Lyndsey. It is from the Sacred Light Oracle here. The first one said Violet Flower, Violet Fire. Second one is Angelic Realm. Card 35. There is something that you need to remove, and you haven't done it. You have hard time listening your inner self. Perhaps you're still being blocked by your own judgment. What is your higher self? How to connect to your soul? How can you turn off your egoistic self away from the external world? Or you might call it the outer world. Are you too focused on the outer world, causing yourself to distract of what you're supposed to do to remove the negative emotion that you have? Are you aware you have negative emotions, Lyndsey? Are you hearing those negative emotions that you're having? Are you still focused too much on the outside but not your inside? Are you still allowing judgment to block you from sensing that particular negative emotions? You have to go beyond what's on the surface. Do you know that negative emotions can happen simultaneously whenever you're being triggered by particular life events? I'm talking about multiple ones happening at the same time, not just one particular one. If you're only sensing a singular emotions, that means you are not understanding the deeper side of it. And this has a lot to do with your judgment, blocking yourself, blinding yourself from understanding that. It isn't about what you think. It is about what you're sensing from your inner world. So you really have to turn off these distractions. There's some sort of constant distractions, so-called noise, so-called influence, so-called the human creation, causing you to believe, causing you to judge in certain way. So that way you can see the truth about you. It's easy for me to say, to tell you this, but you're going to have to trust the unknown part of you. You're going to have to trust the process. You're going to have to learn to surrender 100%. That's the only way to unblock by your own judgment. That's the only way to expand beyond what you have experienced. If you allow your past experience to continue, and that's part of the reason why you're blocking yourself. You have to let that go. Like bring out your innocent child out to explore everything at 100% level, not 99%, not 80%. I hope you see why. That you don't allow your past experience to get in the way, to see the truth, to discover the unknown part of you. Should I move on to the next card for her? For some reason, your guardian wants me to elaborate something about the meditations. Grounding yourself is important. It shouldn't take long. Do not do excessive grounding. Excessive grounding is not going to help you. The purpose of grounding yourself through wood chakra is to be still, to be silent, to let go of the noise that I have mentioned earlier. So that way you have inner silence, that you're not allowing your negative emotion to cause you the turbulence, cause you to continue to distract by those noise. So a little bit goes a long way to practice this. Perhaps you can do silent meditation without anything. Find a sacred space that you can find peace and harmony, no distractions, all by yourself, couple minutes a day. If you feel like you have hard time because of the distractions, try to burn some sage to help you. So you're not observing, you're not attracting any negativities, because it's hard to silence from the beginning. So therefore, you can use sage, SAGE, to help you, to temporary, okay? It's up to you what you're resonating with. If distraction is a problem, silence meditation, it's a good way. It's not that you have to sit on the ground and cross your leg to do that. You can just sit on a chair, or you can lay in your comfortable bed to do that, to do nothing. That's the whole purpose, right? How long can you hold still, no thoughts, no activities? So I hope that helped you, okay? Couple minutes, I'm getting 10 minutes from your spiritual guardians. That's all it takes. Some people do excessively, like they think they can do hour and hour and just do that. That's not a good thing, okay? Because you don't want to codependent on meditation, because eventually you don't need to meditate, right? Once you're being still and silent, for you to sense, it's to help you to sense your negative emotion, to help you to understand what's going on, right? Because your outside is also reflecting on your inside like a mirror. And that's how you do your inner work. And importantly, don't manifest anything. People think that meditation is to use their own desire to manifest. That is a huge no-no, okay? Because you don't want to do that. This spiritual journey is about healing your soul, but nothing else. Lyndsey. Let me move on to angelic realm. So I'm picking up co-creations. This journey is about co-creating with your spiritual guardians. You might call it guardian angel or spirit guide, whichever terminology you want to use. You need to open your heart. You need to have gratitude. Be grateful of everything that have happened to you in this lifetime, whether you like them or not. If you still have this type of preference, Lyndsey, time to let go all those light and dislike. That is part of the inner work as well. That's the only way to open your heart to everything. All things that exist on this earth and in this universe are beautiful. Can you see the beautiful sides of everything? If anything causing you fear, that means you haven't opened your heart to all those beautiful things that have existed so far. Yeah, there's violence out there. Yes, there are people are still practicing so much negativity out there. But that's okay. Why not open your heart to those things too? To see those beautiful sides of them. Without them, how do anyone get triggered by their own darkness? We all need to embrace the emotional triggers. That is the only way to give you feedback. Oh, what kind of darkness do you still have? In other words, what kind of negativity you still need to work on? It's like a feedback to you, Lyndsey. And that's how you know you still need to continue to work on those particular negativities that you have. So, in other words, open your heart to embrace all those negativities, all those emotional triggers through word of light events, right? Divine light doesn't just happen. It takes a little effort on your part to accumulate that. It takes a little effort on your part every day to gain that type of wisdom. So it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a month. Sometimes it takes decades. So never define the, what do you call it, the finish line. There is no finish line when it's come to healing yourself. So be aware of that if you start having judgment about that. I hope you see that how you can put yourself in limitation while you're limiting yourself from other possibilities. See, again, judgment, right? I think you know it, Lyndsey, how you judge. This is the reason why you still have hard time surrendering to this spiritual journey at 100%. So watch out what it is that you need to let go. Perhaps you're stuck in culture. Perhaps you're stuck in false belief. Perhaps you're stuck in family value. You're still defining what they are. Like everybody else around you in your community are doing that. Do you see how you become part of the good things? Doing what other people are doing? If you're still doing that, that means you haven't found your authentic self yet. So be more conscious about that. To have self-awareness. This is not about awareing other people. But if you're aware of other people more than aware of yourself, that means you still need to shift your focus inward, not outward. So make sure you're having light compassion, not dark compassions. If you're using compassions to isolate yourself because you have preference, perhaps you have preference towards certain people, perhaps you have certain preference over particular insect, like certain insect and don't like certain insects. Do you see how you don't love everything? That is not universal love. That is not unconditional love. You're defining the condition of what do you like the most. And that's what kill your compassions. And that's what kill your love. So I hope that you're listening to that. That is a very important part of it. And you need to ask yourself why, right? When you're having those negativity, where did you learn that from? It's all started from somewhere beside coming from your past life. Sure, you have past life. Your soul traveled through some life journeys that you have accumulated those so-called karma that you haven't healed. So that give you extra intensity in this lifetime whenever you encounter certain situation to trigger the same emotions. Be aware of that as well. Is there any more about this? You have Pacific gift. I don't think it's my here to tell you what they are, but I feel like that you need to go through discovery with your spiritual guardians. And I hope that you have already found a way to communicate with your spiritual guardians. And you still need to open that particular portal to do that. Not for the fourth dimensional. Your spiritual guardian is much higher than that, from the fifth dimensional. If you're stuck in the fourth dimensional because of your judgment, then you start attracting those negative energies. So grounding is going to help you to stay away from that. A lot of people are not realizing they're attracting negativities through fourth dimensional world because they're manifesting, because they have personal desire, because they're asking something from their spiritual guardian. Please don't do that. Anything else that Lyndsey needs to know? I'm ending here for you. May you find light from this divine reading. Say your question reading, Kayla. That's so report accurate about your life purpose, right? But I went ahead and asked, what is your life purpose anyway? So that way it's more clear. So the time traveler oracle, it's what I'm using here. It is a very direct answer. Partially it's correct about that soul report, partially it's not correct. That's what I'm picking up. There's some misinterpretation by the author, wherever that reading is. The reason why it's not totally accurate, that report, is because of too much noise, too much human false belief. The reading that I do are directly channeling from your spiritual guardian, and I bypass a lot of dimension here due to my mediumship capabilities and due to my soul ascensions, being an ascended master as well. Spiritualism is my expertise to speak the truth of the matter outside of this 3D matrix. But here, it's try to tell you the truth about your life purpose, okay? So let me go to this 32 power card to help you understand something here, Kayla. This is about power here. This card. People tend to mistaken what is power. And they do use this power like knowing something, like anticipating something. So therefore they feel powerful using this type of method. It doesn't matter you have this special ability or you're acquiring this ability to get this knowledge. And that is not a good thing. It's coming from personal desires. Do you remember I tell you not to manifest? And that's the reason behind that. Because of personal gain, because of personal desire. They're not understanding that it's coming from certain motive, certain intention, and underlying that there are negative emotions that you don't understand, you haven't discovered. You can connect everything and still driven by your negative emotion. So Kayla, I hope you understand your intention and motivation have underlying negative emotions. So therefore, don't manifest. Don't have personal desires. And it is fine that you understand you need to heal yourself, and that's it. So don't use power. That's not the reason why you need to heal yourself. But I feel like you're mixing it. I feel like your guardian's telling you you're mixing it. That causing this power doesn't mean that, oh, I have magical gift to make things happen. Doesn't mean that way, okay? So don't take the word power in a literary sense, okay? There is not a meaning behind that, Kayla. Power. Power can be just a feeling that you engage in, not aware of that, and I'm feeling, oh, it feels so powerful to have this information that already creating power, feeling for yourself. Doesn't mean you actually have the magical power to do magical spell to make things happen. That is totally two different things, okay, that I'm telling you here. So you're engaging in this powerful energy and not realizing it. So I hope you see the point from your spiritual guardian here. And let me see what else. Hesitation and fear. Those are type of negative feelings that you're having. I hope you're realizing that. You're encouraging yourself in this fear-based living. And that's what caused by the human creation to trap people in this dark society. What is this dark society called? Another terminology is called three-dimensional matrix. So I hope you realize it. Yeah, I call that 3D matrix. It's all created by human darkness, human false belief, human system. Government is a system. Education is a system. The law enforcement is a system. What do? They put law and regulations. They put standard out there for you to follow. Do you understand? Even basic family value that you're growing up in your little household is not just government, right? I'm just using a huge, bigger influence. But the most intimate influence that you're having is coming from your family, the way you grow up as a little baby, as a child, what you are going through. So I hope you see why you're being trapped in this 3D matrix. So many levels, right? Unfortunately, yes, those are all darkness created by human being to trap yourself in it. It's just a matter of, can you identify them? Can you discern them, the difference between dark and light? That is a critical step. You cannot do it through the outside. You can only do it through your inside to have this discernment. It is called inner awareness. It takes a lot of time to have inner awareness. It's not that simple. It's easy for me to tell you. Me, I'm healing myself too. I already healed my current lifetime. I'm still healing my past life because I have too many past life to heal. Being as ancient as my soul back in the Numeria time. That's how all my soul is on earth. But I'm just sharing a little information with you because I've been through that. That's why people call me the Ascended Master. So, yeah, it takes a lot. It's easy for me to tell you, but how much are you surrendering to this path, to this light path, to help you understand something that you don't know about you, Kayla? That is the clue. That is the important. If your guardian said it's the fundamental, basic thing that you need to have. Nobody can give it to you, but you have to learn to surrender a lot. Yes, you are correct. Everything is in divine timing. You cannot anticipate. You cannot ask for it. But there is some sort of so-called inner knowing that you have to trust. Trusting it, making sure you're not using judgment. Trusting it, making sure you're not distracted by external noises. Trusting it, you're not using your own belief system to do it. And I just talk about some system, right? Government, law enforcement, education, family, the way you're growing up, that's going to hinder you. I hope you're going to remember that. How? That is something you have to go discover. Because you're still under influence. You're still having reaction. That's why it is hard, Kayla. Don't try to avoid that. You are avoiding it because you're avoiding your emotional trigger. You have to embrace heavy emotional trigger to heal yourself. And that is the only way. People try to avoid it. Why? I want to feel good. Stay away from those negative emotions. Guess what? That's called diversion. That's called avoiding it. People have a hard time facing it. Facing their own darkness. So they defer to something else. Oh, this is a positive feeling. It's making me feel good. And they think that, oh, I'm healed. Some people come to me and tell me, oh, I'm healed. I'm feeling good. That's not it. That is not healing. That's called diversion. Watch out for that, Kayla. And that's happening to a lot of people. Using meditation, using crystal to heal, they thought, oh, I'm healed. That's not healing. The type of healing I'm talking about, it's inner work, not shadow work. People keep using shadow work to balance their darkness and their light. What's that mean? Balancing their negative emotion with their positive emotion and call it healing until some upheaval triggering them, and then suddenly they're having this negative emotion coming out tenfold and greater. Sometimes it turns into anxiety. Why people have anxiety? Because they ignore their negative emotion for decades and refuse to do anything about that because they divert them into good feelings because they keep avoiding it. Like taking vacation, they have stress at work. Guess what? What are they codependent on? Take some time off, take some vacation, or take some hobby to make them feel good. That is avoiding their own darkness. The word stress. What is that? A negative feelings. They're not wanting to do the inner work, so they find something else to codependent on, to divert that stress into something else to make them feel good. I hope I'm giving you a very good example here. A lot of people in this entire world are doing that. So watch out, Kayla. That's not healing. That's called avoiding it. So should I jump on to the next one? Let me see anything else in this. Unfortunate, your spiritual guardians keeps telling me, unfortunate, that's how people are codependent on the external world to fix the whatever problem they're facing. You cannot go outside. to fix the problem. You can only go inside to fix your problems. Kayla, you're going to have to let me do this reading for you, not to ask another questions. Do you understand your motive, your intention in this question about who my main guy's name? That's not good. You need to learn to surrender. If it wants to tell you, it will tell you in the reading. If it does not want to tell you, it's time to reflect on your intention. So, is name so important to you, Kayla? I don't think so. Spiritual guardians are everywhere and nowhere. You can talk to your spiritual guardian anytime, anywhere. It knows you. It knows you send your soul birth, Kayla. You know this spiritual guardian for many lifetimes that you have forgotten about. What's the point of even asking this person's name over and over again that you already know at the soul level? See, this is your judgment. This is the way you perceive. In this current lifetime doesn't mean you don't know it. The humans forgot their spiritual guardians. Unfortunate. Do you see the word unfortunate keep coming to me through your spiritual guardian? Unfortunate. Keep saying over and over. I hope you're listening. The word unfortunate. You already know it. You just don't remember it, Kayla. That's all it is. So why hold on to it? What you already know. Why do you like saying you don't know when you actually know at your soul levels? It's time to dive within, to connect. It's not about going to the outside to figure out what the heck that is, okay? Kayla, remember, it is not to seek outside for your own needs. It's go within to get what you need. But needing something, is this a personal desire or is it really serving your greatest good? You need to ask yourself that. Trying doesn't need to be so hard. Why not just surrender? You already understand divine timing. Why are you not surrendering? Kayla, you're contradicting yourself already and not realizing it. See what I mean from the beginning? Inter-awareness is not that simple, right? Because you're not having that awareness yet. That's one of the purpose why your spiritual guardians want me to talk to you about stuff like this, to help you understand. You're going through cycling with me in this reading. I hope you're aware of that. You're emotionally cycling in this reading. So take advantage of it. You need to take advantage of it to do your inner work right now. Don't wait. Don't sit on it. Don't wait until the reading is finished. I was slowing down the reading to help you to get into pace, to help you to awaken your inner awareness, Kayla. And I hope you understand my intention here, why I stopped the reading and talk to you about this. Even your guardian want me to stop and pause to let you realize you need to do your inner work right now. Shall I move on to the next card? Is waiting for you to do your inner work, waiting for you to dive right in. Do you have your inner awareness? Why you just ask the question? Why are you so uptight about holding on to the name? Don't think. Stop using your mind. Sense it. Go within and sense what it is you're currently feeling. What is that feeling whiles ago when you asked that question? What it is. go back and do the reflections. It is not too late, Kayla. Just do it. Trust the process. Don't doubt. Don't hesitate. Don't let fear get in the way. Forget about those outside noise. Sadness, you got it. The loneliness, you got it. Do you see what I mean? The sadness, the loneliness that you're having inside. And you can go even deeper reflection in that. Why are you sad? Why are you lonely? Something had built up from your past and childhood. Something happened in your childhood, Kayla, that you have to go dive right in to feel that. That sadness and loneliness happened for so long, and you know it. Do you see what I mean? I'm just nudging you to do your inner work, to connect that feeling. Do you see why you want to ask your spirit guide name? That intention, that motivation by sadness and loneliness, and you know everything leaves you. That triggered. Do you see you already know you don't have that family base? Do you see you're codependent of love, not having the family? That longing, that yearning that you're having all this time? The love, the warmness, the togetherness? Do you see how it can affect your day-to-day life as of today? You haven't healed that part. That is a very deep wound. Your guardian said is a trauma for you. So you have to be aware of that, how it is driving you into your behavior. And yes, because you haven't dealt with that deep wound, so it turned into anger. You got it, Kayla. It's not that you don't know, but you blinded by how all this negative emotion can influence you to behave, just as simple of asking your spirit guide name. I hope you know why your spiritual guidance stopped me to help you to do this inner work for you. I'm not here to substitute, but to bring it out, to help you connect all those feelings that you already know already. You have to learn to release this sadness. You have to learn to release, the fear of not having love. You can give yourself the self-love you so need now. A little effort goes a long way. Kayla, can you release this sadness? You don't need anybody to love yourself. Can you release this identity, not having this family? Isn't Kayla enough on this earth? Isn't Kayla enough in this universe? What you need is yourself. Kayla, you're being influenced by the external world where people have happy family, happy birthday, happy holiday to share. I live by myself. Even I have family. I even have to distance with my family through this inner work. To let go birthday, to let go holiday, to let go all celebrations. Why? Because I'm celebrating every day, every second, even doing reading here. I'm celebrating too. I don't need to wait for holiday. I don't need to wait for the day of my birthday to celebrate. I'm celebrating every day to enjoy every moment of my life. Even doing this reading with you, Kayla, I'm still enjoying my life. So Kayla, do you understand that? It's all stuff from self-love. When you cannot even love yourself, how are you going to heal? How are you going to let go this loneliness? How are you going to let go this sadness? It is all start from the fundamental word love. Self-love should be unconditional. Why are you conditioning your love for yourself through parent, through holiday, through whatever, friends? I hope you see how you're conditioning love, not to love yourself. You're creating too much conditioning. Without that, you don't know how to love yourself. So therefore, you're creating your sadness. You're creating your loneliness. I hope you see the point your guardian is trying to make here, and what I'm trying to explain it to you. You need to let that conditioning go to live your life. Living your life, it is about the external side of you. You have to understand, if you don't even want to embrace yourself, you don't even appreciate your current existence of Kayla, it is going to be very hard for you. So start embracing yourself every single second of your life. Remember, you're more important than anything else. You are more important than your parents. If you still have anger, forgive. Forgiveness is the greatest positive emotion to have. But do you have compassion? Do you have the light compassion, or do you still have preference to have compassion? So, and that's the key about what is unconditional love. Shall I move on to this? Now it's letting me to move on to the next card, abundance. Soul fulfillments, prosperity are all within you. If you allow to awaken your spirit self, if you allow to awaken your soul, be grateful of this spiritual journey. It allows you to connect to your soul deep levels, the one that you have forgotten, the one that you allow your ego to take over. So it is time to end the mask that you're wearing, Kayla. It is time to stop defining who you are through your past, what you have or what you don't have. Self-identity is a culprit of why you keep wearing a mask over a mask. You have so many layers of masks that you need to take it off, one at a time. And I just help you for this first card to take it off, to help you realize how you identify yourself, not to love yourself, how you codependent the external side of life, not to love yourself. And you have to realize that you can put back on this mask, even after me helping you to realize something. What you already know, you keep putting on this mask that you don't want to take it off. It is because you're still engaging in that feelings, the sadness, that loneliness. That's okay, Kayla. It's just another emotional trigger that you need to keep working on it. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen just for this reading. It doesn't happen just in a month. This is a deep trauma. A little effort every day goes a long way. The more you accumulate all this effort to release that sadness, that loneliness, and through forgiveness, through compassion, through unconditional love, then one day you will see that you no longer feel sad. You no longer, have this loneliness. then you know you already make a huge lift of soul ascension to release those negative feelings that you're having. So don't give up just because today you're still having it. Tomorrow you're still feeling it. Don't give up on releasing that. Don't define how healings should come to you. Even if it takes decades to heal that particular feelings. Don't give up on releasing it every time you're getting that trigger. Do you understand that? So embrace all of those opportunities. Like just now that I'm helping you to embrace that opportunity, joining these readings to release a little bit at a time. And you deserve to love yourself. You are a love being. You are a light being. Your soul has always been born this way. Yes, human life damaged it. But that's okay. But you learn that through your own darkness. If you haven't encountered those darkness, how do you know what you have been through, Kayla? That is part of the self-discovery. I'm talking about the unknown part of you that you don't know, but a part of you, you always know that deep trauma that you're having. You can bloom into love. You can bloom into your light again. Little efforts goes a long way. Choose quality over quantity. If you have regrets, forgive yourself too. It's not just forgiving about others. If you have regrets, forgive yourself too. I'm repeating it again. Don't rush the process, and you know it's divine timing. When it comes to healing yourself, wherever you are triggered, right? At that moment in time, work on it right away. Don't sit on it. Don't wait. That's why your guardian want me to stop the reading to help you. Don't sit on it. Work on that feelings so you can release it. The more you open your heart to this type of inner work, but the better you're gonna be. And you know it. Every time you have that same emotional trigger, is that intensity getting less and less? Then congratulations to yourself. That means your little effort is paying off. And one day, you won't be triggered by sadness and loneliness anymore. And one day, you don't even need to ask your spiritual guardian, oh, what is your name? Do you see my whole point here? That I'm trying to give you a real life example to help you, to nudge you toward even greater healings. It's not just about those emotions, right? It's also about other negative emotion that you're having. This is about the abundance. This card, what more do you need than the unconditional love? Unconditional love is divine happiness, a lasting happiness that nothing can give to you on the outside, but only you can give to your own self. Doesn't matter what kind of environments, unhealthy environments, no environment can take away this abundance. This card is trying to tell you. That's why you can be anywhere. You can see all those negativity and still having this abundance in you. And that's how strong this unconditional love can be. It just takes time to get there. And I'm moving on to your last card, activations. Talk about energy. You are full of energy. Your soul emits energy all the time until you stop using it, right? Probably going to sleep unless you're dreaming. Dreaming is still creating energy. Be mindful of that, right? So maybe nighttime, everybody go to bed. Those negative energy is probably not that heavy if you ever sense energy around you, because people are not engaging so much negative emotions. That's why some people say, oh, nighttime feels so better, not so heavy, right? That's part of the reason why. But energy is everywhere. Things have energy. Things don't have consciousness, have energy. Living things have energy. Even the piece of woods that use out of the tree into furniture has energy. So be aware of that. Doesn't matter how subtle the energy might be. Everything around you has energy. So now, Kayla, do you know hugging cheese? Yeah, it make you feel good temporary. But that is another diversion, okay? I hope you're not codependent on that hugging cheese. So I just want to point it out, okay? So that's something for you to work on, to let go the codependency. The more codependency that you have, the more that you're not willing to love yourself. Be aware of that. You're killing your own self-love. So this is information from where? From the outside of you. You heard it somewhere? Sure, Gaia. Just a name about Earth. See, it's just name, okay? But nothing more. There's no need to hold on to that identity. That's another thing you need to let go, identity. Doesn't matter what people say. Those are all human creations. Why? Everybody have their own interpretations. Why not trust your spiritual guardians? Yeah, people use titles. Oh, you're royalty. You're a special privilege. Does that make you any special? No. People use spiritual journey to have special privilege they don't even realize. See, another word of powers. Special privilege. Instead of healing themselves, they're engaging special privilege. Feel extra special, feel extra powerful. That's called negativity. They're engaging personal desire, not realizing it. See what I mean from the beginning? Inner awareness takes a long time, not the samples. So I'm just pointing it out to you, okay? But you understand it, but do you understand when are you engaging it? That's a different story, right? But I'm just pointing it out. But let me move on to the last card, activations. Be careful where you get your information. Be careful what you say to others as well. So there's a word, be careful here. What I've just pointed out to you, not realizing. The more you know about your own emotion, how your emotions are driving your thoughts, behavior, action, decision, and so forth, the better you're going to be. The better you can discern, the better that you stop using judgment, the better you stop using your past experiences to judge. You see the difference between discernment versus judgment. Listen to your inner world, not your outer world. Doesn't matter what people say. They are having their own version of interpretations. They are going through their own thing. They don't realize it. That's why there are a whole bunch of creation out there that are artificial. that are not the truth of the matter, even that so report. Partially true, partially not. Do you see what I mean? It's going to trap you into more confusions. If you listen to this entire reading, you already understand your life purpose. I didn't say it directly, but I certainly go into the in-depth detail about healings, even giving you a live example about inner work, helping you to connect. And you did help yourself to connect. I hope you see what inner work is all about. Not shadow work. People use the term shadow work to balance. Inner work, it's mean permanently remove those negative emotions so you don't have to deal with it in the future. I'm talking about your soul does not need to be in this damaged phase anymore. The more you heal, the more your soul ascending back to this vital energy. And you will feel much lighter and lighter and lighter. And that good feeling is not the same as hugging the tree. I can tell you that good feeling is constant, it's stable, it doesn't fluctuate by external side of it. That feeling, it's forever. Unconditional love that I'm talking about here. Is there any more? And never rush the process. It's all about divine timing. Okay? The statement that you have underlying emotion. Desperation is also another negative feelings. I hope you're aware of that. I mentioned a lot. It's worth listening to this reading again. Is there any more about activation card? Grounding. Your spiritual guardian wants you to ground yourself. Root chakra meditation, ROOT. You can sit on the ground. You can sit on a chair. You can lay down wherever it's comfortable for you. You want to do it under the tree? That's fine. But don't rely on hugging on the tree to feel good. Grounding yourself, meaning being still, being silent, not to think. If feeling come to you, release it, let it go. You can write it down later, what that feeling is coming through. But it is important to be still and be silent. That is called grounding. So that way you're not attracting your own negativities. Wherever portal you're trying to connect. But remember, do not manifest, do not ask, do not have personal desire, do not have preference while you're doing grounding. To help yourself to silent and be still. Music is not necessary unless you feel like you need music. Silent meditation, it's great. I do silent meditation as well. To get rid of noise, right? Sure, find a sacred place. But I feel like you can try it under the tree. Whenever the outside is beautiful, right? But even though outside is not beautiful, you can do it on inside the home as well. Wherever you feel the place is no distraction, okay? If they're cluttered, declutter it. This meditation does not require long. 5 minutes, start out 5 minutes, okay? Don't try to do it for hours and hours. That's not the whole purpose, okay? It's to see how well you can silence yourself. Do nothing for 5 minutes each day. Just to bring back the clarity. So you're not engaging in desperation. So you're not engaging in personal desire. I'm ending this reading for you. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. And you can always retrieve this reading through my Pinterest using today's date through the public service TikTok folder. And I feel like you need to listen to it again. Using the very tarot card for you, for Alicia. the void, the dreamer, not having the true purpose in life to begin with in this lifetime. That's why there's a void. That's why there's a confusion. That's why your direction is scattered all around. That is the scattered energy that you're having because of a lack of true purpose in your life. Perhaps even though when you find purpose, it is still changeable. It's not constant. So, and that's why you're scattering your energy throughout this lifetime, not understanding who is Alicia, what is authentic to Alicia, or perhaps you're still under quite a bit of influences that keep changing your mind about the direction of your life path. And that's very hard to reach for your higher self because you don't even know who you are, Alicia, to begin with. And I feel like perhaps too many choices. Maybe it's too much interesting thing out there that catch your interest. I'm talking about your outer self, things around you, people around you. There's so many activities going on. There's some sort of a new activity going on because they're from human creation that catch your interest. I hope you see your desire, it fueled your desire to continue that. So, and that's what's going on, okay? And it's not a way constant energy because you don't know what is your true purpose here. And let me go to the next one, openness, the high priestess. You need to open up your intuitive ability. Everyone has intuitive ability, but then you have trust issue. Perhaps you don't believe you have one. Perhaps it's not scientific. Perhaps there is no proof of that. So it's hard for you to take a path of the unknown. It's hard for you to take a path without the substance in a physical life form. So therefore, you wouldn't go within to reflect within your own self to understand what is intuitions. How is it connect to your soul? Are you aware intuition is your soul language? So this card is also telling you that you need a deeper self-reflections before you decide on anything, before you decide on a course of action, even your thoughts and your speech. Have more insight of why do you want to engage in that particular thing. And that's what this careful reflection is all about. It wants you to open that up, open these channels so that you can connect to your higher self. And this is the last one, integrations, the magicians. Take charge of your life path. It isn't about success the way you defined it. It is not about gaining the so-called abundance the way you view what is truly abundance to you. When you don't know who is Alicia, what is authentic to you yet, especially when you're in that phase. Once you really want to open up to discover who you are at that soul level, then you can start defining what you want in life. Then you can do anything about that. There is no limitness when it comes to soul fulfillment. It does take quite a bit of self-transformation. It does take a bit of releasing the judgment that you have. It does take a bit of openness to explore something that you may be afraid to go that wild because you don't think that's who you are. Because your thoughts tend to carry these negative feelings to cause you to limit yourself. So therefore you're reducing the possibility out there for you. And that possibility has to come from your inside first, then trying to seek from your outside. Is there any more that I need to say for Alicia here? I'm guided to end here. May you find light from the spiritual guardian. This is the reading for Peach. Is there going to be a romantic reconciliation between you and your ex-boyfriend, Nathan? And I'm going to use the Neon Love Oracle deck for you. The first one, Children. I'm getting immaturity in this relationship in the past. And it will be like that in the future. Because you guys are not willing to grow personally. You both are stuck in your own opinions, judgment, perceptions. So basically stuck in the same old patterns. Perhaps I'm just hearing like, I'm right, you're wrong. You know, in that regard, that leads to arguments, disagreements, unhappy feelings. Dreamy. Should I go move on to the next one? No, you're not dreaming. Yes, I am real. There's someone is dreaming in this, fantasizing, not really dreaming in the sense of sleeping when and then you dream about somebody, perhaps fantasizing this individual who is Peach is fantasizing about Nathan's. Is Nathan fantasizing about Peach? Yes, both ways. There is some sort of a so-called energy connection from the past that has not been clear. So you guys stuck in these feelings in the past. Losing interest. I just don't feel the same way anymore. Who is not? Nathan is not feeling the same way like he used to about you, Peach. He's not having that kind of so-called love feelings, romantic feelings. So based on all this thing here, and I feel like that romantic reconciliation is very low. It's down to zero possibility of reconciliations. And I'm using current energy here. Is there any more her spiritual guardian wants her to know? And I'm guiding in here. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. For me readings between Blanca and Shanna. I'm using the Lover Oracle here, guided to. The first one is that acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. The second card that you might not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Let me see, the last card is asking me to prove for you here. Be aware of what you are projecting, for the quality you admire in one another are quality you both possess. Equally so, the quality you don't like are also your own reflections. Let me channel a little bit to see what's going on here. Okay, these friendships need to stay in a friendship zone. It feels like you're the one who's reacting to this relationship with Shanna to fantasize different type of feelings. That feelings is you that created it through her. Like you try to manifest it through her. Perhaps you want romantic relationship. And that's what causing this false manifestations. So it's just a friendship feelings in Blanca, but you are projecting more than just friendship feeling. That's something you need to watch out for to create something that is not there. That's what this entire reading is all about. Is there anything else that her spiritual guardian wants her to know right now for Blanca? I'm glad to end it here for you. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. Blanca, you're the one who's manifesting it. Manifestation, it's a feeling that you're not aware. You can cause the other persons to say or do something. I'm not allowed to go any further about why you're capable of manifesting it. Okay, this is against my policy to do one question and then create a second questions out of the reading, okay? Blanca. Dream frame energy for Josh. I'm going to use the this particular deck here and also the Dream frame ascensions. I'm getting this energy of lacking insight regarding this dream frame journey, especially the purpose of why you're on this journey. And also, do you want me to explain what is dream frame to Josh? Dream frames. Can you continue to take deep breath, Josh? So that way you're not trying to manifest anything here through desires. I need you to clear because I'm getting very heavy energy from you. Otherwise, I have to disconnect. It's giving me a very difficult time to do reading when I'm feeling heavy energy from you. Just relax, okay? Twin flame, it's when two souls having the highest frequency match. There's only one pair of souls out of this entire universe. There is no such thing as third persons having this type of compatibilities. They're here on this earth to ignite unconditional love. It is about learning what is unconditional love throughout this entire twin flame journey. It doesn't matter you have met this person, with this person, or never have the union yet. Do you want me to tell Josh about the status? Regarding Josh, twin flames pair. You have met your twin flame. That is an affirmation from your spiritual guardian. Also in separations. And that's what this insight energy, the lacking insight about dream frame. Okay, this is the main theme here, and now it want me to jump right into to give you more information about this dream frame journey on your for you. Okay, this is the first card. It's the acknowledge, take responsibility. You have a soul contract with divine being on earth in this lifetime with your dream frame, and you have to take this light path, Josh, to learn about unconditional love. Humans are trapping in their own darkness because of your ancestor chose the dark path, and to ignore that they are born to be love being. They turn their back on this and want the dark side of life. What is that dark side of life? To incorporate negative emotion into unconditional love, to taint this love. So therefore, there is no more unconditional love. People are conditioning their life, and you should know what they are, how people conditioning their life, and you should know how you are conditioning your life as well. If you pay enough attention to that. Remember this theme card, lacking insight. Perhaps you're not shifting your focus on yourself, your inner world. Perhaps you're too focused on your outer self because of all those reactions to life events. Doesn't matter what kind of life event that have already happened in the past, now, and the future. You need to learn to shift your focus inward, not outward, to trap yourself in that same old patterns. Acknowledgement, take your own responsibility, understand about the soul contract. Why are you here on earth with your twin flame? Already explained it to you. Keep moving on to the next card. Divine order, practice patience. Is there a specific message in the guidebook? Everything is in divine timing. You cannot rush the process. You cannot jump the timeline. This is about learning about you through whatever emotional trigger, whatever that you're encountering in life events. So therefore, you have to practice this patience. Are you trying to anticipate something? Reconciliation, for some reason I'm picking it up. Perhaps you know about this dream frame. Perhaps you're seeking or perhaps you're anticipating reconciliations instead of focusing on your own self. This is only delaying this path of unconditional love because you're not focusing on your own self. Take your own responsibility about what kind of energy you're engaging in, what kind of negative emotion that you're still attaching to. Those things are not from unconditional love. Be aware of that, Josh. So everything, it's divine order. It is also about what you do for yourself and what you're not willing to do for yourself. It is also about deviating from your soul contract, moving away from it, from this dream plan path. It is also self-inflicted. It is your own choice as well. Be aware of the free will you're exercising. Perhaps this free will that you're having, it's under quite a bit of influences from your outer world. What is it that is influencing you? Perhaps I'm picking up family influencing you in your social circle. Friends are influencing you. There's a particular friend. That's what I'm picking up. It's influencing you as well. Perhaps you trust this person too much. Perhaps you like this person too much. So therefore you trust this person. Same thing with family, okay? So you gotta understand how you feel about those individuals causing influence, or you allow them to influence you because of the trust, because of the word light. Anything else? Culture is another influence on you. The pressure in the society to survive, it's also influencing you. Be aware how those influences are impacting you on your inner world to trigger all those emotional reactions from your day-to-day life. Are you doing something about them? Are you acknowledging them? Are you taking responsibility over them? What's that mean, taking responsibility? To let them go? Or do you want to hold on to them forever in this lifetime and never take this path forward? Because if you hold on to them, that means you're stuck in the same old pattern in your own darkness and not willing to ascend out of those negative energies. Anything else about defined orders I need to talk about here? It just means divine timing, right? Divine timing is not about waiting for that divine timing. It is about doing something about your energy to change it so you can align back to the universe. This universe is from the light side. But if you keep emitting those negative energy and keep emitting it, what gets what? All you're attracting is those negative energy back to you to recycle the same pattern over and over again. And it's hard for you to move forward, even though there's destined events for you, but you just cannot move forward to that because you're stuck in the path of not willing to take your own responsibility, because you're not willing to acknowledge this soul contract. The purpose of you being here to learn about unconditional love. Be mindful of those soul lessons that are happening to you. Are you learning that? How well are you learning that? Do you feel that you're actually releasing those negativities to ascend your light, to return yourself back being this love being? If you're not aware, your soul was born to be a love being, born to be a light being. It has mentioned about this, your ancestor chose the dark path, so you got this inheritance. You're just trying to reverse this path so you wouldn't be like any of those human beings on this earth practicing darkness. Be aware of that. The more inter-awareness about your own darkness, the better opportunity that you will have to do that self transformations. It is this last card here, right? Awareness that I just mentioned. Crystal clear visions. The more inner awareness that you have, the more clarity that you will have in your visions. Visions, your intuitions. Vision, your third eye chakra. Vision is also coming from your crown chakra, which is the higher self as well, Josh. People misuse those chakras for their own personal gain. Be mindful about your intention and motivations with underlying negative emotions that you need to work on. Is there anything else Josh needs to know about meditations? Ground yourself, your guardian said, through root chakra, the seven main chakra system. The root chakra is the most fundamentals. What is it for? To silence your negative emotion, to silence your thoughts that is driven by your negative emotions. Why do you need to do that? Every time you're engaging in those negative emotions, and that's what you're emitting to your universe to attract those negative energy, which is not good to do manifestation, especially when your desires are tainted by those negative emotions that are not serving your greatest good. So therefore you need grounding. Do wood chakra meditation through music, through silence, through nature. For some reason your guardians say nature. Nature meditation, it's good for you. If wherever places that you can find, or even at home with nature, anything that is not created by the artificial world, plants, living plants, water fountains, for some reason coming through me. If water can give you peace, give you harmony, if that is a good environment or for you to do that with chakra meditation, 5 minutes, even 10 minutes, okay? On a daily basis to see how well you can silence yourself. So that way you can gradually activating your guardians, that you already activate your intuitions. But there's quite a bit of, there's some misinterpretation. You're using those negative emotions, causing misinterpretations. So grounding yourself will help you reduce those noise. So hopefully eventually you will have more clear visions, wherever that's coming through you, to guide you. Those are like guidance, like some sort of communication. You know, intuition is also like a portal to your spiritual guardian connections. Is he at that level yet? Not yet. But you have to keep working on grounding yourself to connect to a higher dimension, not through the fourth dimensional whim. Those fourth dimensional whim, it's going to get you stuck in those negativity that I'm talking about. That's where ghosts happen, evil entity happens. Basically, if you want to use the term hell, people go to hell after life. Devils, that's where they stuck at, right? Your guardian, it's above that. Be aware of it. It should be from the light, not from the dark side, when you finally connect to it. Participation, again, I want to remind you this. This is no goal for you to achieve. There is no finish line to achieve. It is all about working on releasing those negative attachments that you're having. So exercise your free will carefully, okay? And making sure you have insight about yourself first. What are those negative emotions that drive you to do, drive you to think, drive your desires that are not serving your greatest good? Anything else I need to mention? God, to enter here for you. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. Just want me to do pure channelings. What is Bob's current feeling for Bridget? I'm picking up the word sweet. There is some sweet moment with you. Perhaps reason, conversations. Is there anything else? Yes. Feelings. Bridget's feelings toward Bob. Bridget's reactions toward Bob. Why am I picking up the word anxiety? You are anxious about this meeting with Bob, wherever that you guys are moving toward to. Fear is still holding you back, Bridget. There's a high intention from your spiritual guardian wants you to be aware of that. But do you understand your intention about this meeting with him? You have to figure out why are you afraid to trigger the anxiety. I'm just picking up that you're not aware of the connections. It just want me to bring it out to the surface for you to realize your fear and anxiety are related. So this is something for you to reflect on, so that way you can find some healing, some release over that particular negative emotions because of your emotional reaction toward Bob. Anything else I need to say about this feeling for me, reading? God to end here for you. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. Okay, it seems like your guardian want me to do a pure channeling here for you. How does Diego feel about you currently? He's not even thinking about you, Ariana, currently. That's what I'm picking up. So therefore, there is no feeling to channels about Diego with you at this time. Seems like it's moving on, Diego, with he has moved on with his life with someone else in his life. He actually has a girlfriend already, or planning to. Okay, can I get a clear message here? Ariana, can you focus on your breathing and nothing else so that way you're not creating anything here? So the adult actually has a girlfriend? That's what I'm picking up, Ariana. So therefore, he doesn't see you as important like the way you see him. So I hope that makes sense here. You guys are not thinking whatever you guys are thinking and feeling toward each other's. So he is focused on someone else. It's not even, he doesn't think about you in his life. So I hope that makes sense since he moved on. Anything else about Ariana that I need to speak of? I'm glad to end it here for you. May you find light from your spiritual guardian. This is a spiritual guardian message for you from the essential oil card for Latonya. I have this anchor card. Anchor, if I'm saying correctly. The trigger statement said, I am not ready for what comes next. But the true statement said, I take it one step at a time. And the guidance here said, although things are shifting so quickly, be present and know this is part of a greater plan. Whatever it is that's triggering you, making sure you're letting go your fear, okay? There is nothing to anticipate in life. And this is the end of your spiritual message. May you find life from your spiritual guardian. Okay, I got a King of Swords, and this is the Nine of Swords from the Hush Tale for you, Kenysha. Is there a specific message from the guidebook that I need to go to? King of Swords. Let me see. You do have the ability to reach a different level, to have a deeper understanding about this world around you or the community that you're living in. Depend how much attention are you paying to what's going on around this world. Perhaps you have this special ability to pick up patterns. There's some decision that you have to make in this lifetime because of all those patterns that you are picking it up around this world or in your communities. Do you want to be like that about those patterns? Or do you want to be something different so you wouldn't be like them? I'm not sure why the word failed have come to me here in this message. Perhaps something corrupting, perhaps the word greed also caused the failure to really pick up those patterns. So I said too many words. Yeah, something fell, right? Because fail to see those patterns because of corruption, because of greed. Those are the type of energy that I'm picking up, those negative energy in you. So let me jump to 9 of Swords. Illness. That's the first word I pick up here. Illness causing you troubles. I'm not sure the context about the illness. Is this like a specific illness she's having? It's related to fears, the illness that this card is talking about here, because you're living in a fear-based living, causing you to trap in fears. Because this world from the first card is talking about, it's encouraging fear in humans being, and you are one of the human being living in this world trapped into this fear-based living. It is very difficult to have a positive path until you realize how these fears are created in you. You have to go through a deeper insight to understand that. And the first card saying that you do have the ability to pick up the patterns, but do not allow corruption and greed to get to you, so therefore you fail to pick up those patterns. And that's what's happening. Is there any more that I need to elaborate here? I'm glad to end it here for you. May you find light from your spiritual guardian.